Let's make sure we can see what we're doing here. Okay. Sound looks good. All right. Welcome everyone to this very first live streaming session for MakeCode from Microbit. My name is Pelly. I work in Microsoft here in Seattle, Washington. I work from home, as many of us do right now. And my assistant today is?
Emil.
So Emil's going to be our assistant. And what we're going to try to do here is teach you how to use our code editor for the Microbit. The Microbit is this super cool, get this one out. This super cool little computer. It's got a ton of super cool stuff like a screen, buttons, also has a motion sensor. And we're going to learn how to code that in our editor. What you're going to need is you're going to need a computer with a browser. And even if you don't have it, no worry, follow the lesson because you can either order one or wait till you're back in school, maybe get one. But you can do a lot of the coding in the browser without actually having a microbit. So don't tune out if you don't have it. You can learn a lot about it so that when you get your own very microbit, you're ready to program it. So one thing we're going to do today is going to be an interactive session. That means we're going to want you to follow along and code with us. And to do so, what we're going to do is have you watch the video. So watch the stream and code at the same time. So in order to do that, what you need to do is pop out the video out of the streamer. And so follow me. What you have to do is, so you're on the YouTube page right now. You're going to right click 2 times. So right click 2 times on the video and you should see a menu that says picture in picture. So we're not going to show that because otherwise the stream gets a bit confused, but go ahead and right click 2 times on the video and you should see something called picture in picture. And that will pop out the video out and you get a little video, a little pane with the video. You can drag it around, you can resize it. Just make sure you keep the tab open where you have the video, otherwise it's going to disappear. So 2 times, right click on the video, picture in picture, then keep the tab open. And then you're going to want to open a new tab on the code editor. And Emil, can we zoom in on the code editor?
Oh yeah, that one.
So the address of the code editor is makecode.microbit.org. So makecode.microbit.org. And all these links are in the description of the YouTube movie. So if you can't find a link, and we're still learning the live tools. Maybe go a bit further in the corner. Go way out. Let's go. Oh wait, the zoom. I can't see what's going on in my stream. All right. So makecode.microbit.org. The description is in the. Let's zoom out.
Yes.
Is that? I'm not sure if Zoom works in our. Oh, we're not on the desktop. Okay, so we're noobs in live streaming. Maybe go into the desktop mode. Okay, so we're in the MakeCode editor, and what you want to do is go to this address here. If you can see it, otherwise look in the description. Can you go and yeah, there we go. So makecode.microbit.org. You want to load this in either Chrome or the latest Edge, the latest Microsoft Edge, or Safari or Firefox. MakeCode works in pretty much every browser, modern browser, and that's really all you need to do the coding. So I'll give you some time to get ready. And again, in this stream, we want you to do more than just watching. You want to do code along with us. So we'll take breaks and wait for you to tag along. I want to say that we don't have a chat on this video, but if you have questions, look at the description. There is a forum, and the MakeCode team will do its best to answer all your questions. So go to the go to the link in the video description and ask your questions on the forum. We'll be more than happy to answer that. But we're already struggling with the live streaming, so can't really handle a forum. Okay, so hopefully everybody's ready, and you've got us on the picture-in-picture, and you can see us and follow the instructions. So the first thing we're going to show you about the microbit is how to use all the tutorials we have for you. So we have a ton of tutorials. If you scroll down in the home screen, and Emil's showing that, all these activities on the first row are step-by-step tutorial. Means you can do them without us, and hopefully they're straightforward enough that you start to learn to use all the cool features that are in this microbit. So let's go through the first one, which is flashing heart. And you click on the card, and then it kind of describes you the tutorial, and then you just click again on start tutorial to start the tutorial. So everybody should go on the home screen, and we're in. Let's see if I can get some video here.
Flashing heart.
All right, so flashing heart, we're gonna try to learn how to make these LED flash. I'm gonna show you how this works in real life. If I put a battery on the microbit, I think we practiced yesterday, and so we've got something going on here. Let me turn it on. Yeah. So we've got a cool animation here, and you can see the microbit has 25 LEDs, and it's like a mini screen, and it's super cool to show cool animations. If you want to know how the animation works, there is a link actually in the description. So if you click on that, watch this video, you can actually learn how LEDs work. But we're not going to click there for now. What we're going to do, yeah, if you want to highlight it.
Let's try.
Woo! That worked. Okay, so let's get started. Click OK, and then we should get going on the first step. So what you see in the tutorial dialog on top, you're going to have instructions. So Emil is going to highlight that. It's really helpful to read them. We know a lot of people are excited, don't want to read that, but if you read it. So in this case, we're going to place a show LED block in the forever block and draw a heart. And if you're stuck because you don't understand this, you click on the little microbit logo, and then it'll show you a tip on what to do. So the tip here is to drag this big block into the forever loop. And we call this the forever loop. So let's go back and hide this and do that. So I click on basic, and I'm going to drag the block in the forever loop. So everybody should do that. You see that it snaps on just like puzzle pieces. And this is, if you've done Code.org, have you done Code.org?
Yeah.
Scratch?
No, not Scratch.
All right. Well, if you've done Scratch, Code.org, on any of these coding platforms, this is block-based coding, and it snaps like puzzle pieces. Now, what you see on the right is that there's not much going on in our little virtual simulator. So I think we're done. So what we've put a block inside of forever. The forever acts as a repeater. It's just going to run the block show LEDs forever. But since we haven't turned on any LED in it, nothing's going on. So make sure you're following along and doing this step. If you want to go ahead and go faster, feel free to do that as well. Okay, so once you're done with the step and you're happy with it, you can click on next to go to the next step of the tutorial. And there's a back step if you're stuck and you want to go back and figure out what's going on. Okay, so place another show LEDs block. You can leave it blank and draw what you want. Wait, I think we messed up the previous step. Let's go back. Let's double check. Now let's look at the tip. Oh, draw a heart. Okay, we didn't read the instructions. All right, let's draw a heart. Everybody, you can draw a heart, but you can draw really anything you want. So this is super fun, and I don't know. every time we practice, Emil draws something different. So I'm really curious to see what's going on, what's going to happen here. And he's doing a. I'm going to put the mic here. Oh no, you need the screen. Let's put this guy out. All right. So he's doing some kind of super cool alien. What is it? Some pattern. All right. Now, what's really interesting is on this right side, you'll see that now the drawing is visible. So maybe you can highlight the simulator, Emil. Yeah, so this is what we call the virtual microbit, and it runs in your browser and runs just like if you had the hardware. So you can test your code even if you don't have a microbit. And there's not much going on besides the LEDs you've turned on because
We've only put one block.
we've only put one block. That's right. Well, let's try. I guess we really did the first step. Let's try the next step. Place another show LEDs block. You can leave it blank or draw what you want. All right, let's do that. So click on basic and grab a second LED block and now drag it all the way to show LED. In fact, let's get rid of on start. So to delete a block, you're gonna drag it to the toolbox on the left, and you see there's a little trash can that's going on, and just drop it on top of the trash can, and the block is gone. So we have a bit more space. Let's maybe move it up. Yeah, let's try to get it all visible. Yeah. All right. Yeah, maybe drag it in the center. Whoops.
Wrong one.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to drag.
Yeah, it's maybe a bit. Oh,
Doesn't want to drag. Okay.
doesn't want to drag. Let me try it.
No.
So if you're, you can drag a block, or you can drag the whole view. So if you grab the background of your editor, it's going to drag everything. If you drag a single block, it's going to drag that block.
And the stuff inside.
And the stuff inside. Yep. Okay, so what's interesting now is if you look at the simulator, and can you highlight the simulator? It is now blinking. And the reason it's blinking, it's because we're running these two show LEDs block in the loop, in the forever loop. Now, how do you, I mean, it's not obvious that this is happening, so how do you see what the computer is doing?
Well, so what I painted this one, but I didn't paint this one, so it's blinking and it goes on, but there's nothing here, so it doesn't blink on that one. And
Yeah.
it blinks here.
So let's center it back. And actually, there's a way to see that. And what we're going to do is highlight the button that turns it on. We have a button called slow-mo, and it looks like a little slug. It's right under the simulator, if you can see it. It looks like a little slug there. Oh, no, it's not a slug. How do you call that? An escargot? Snail. All right. And let's turn that mode on. Now, when the snail mode is on, you can see that the simulation is much slower, but also you can see that the blocks get highlighted. And the highlight, so you see the yellow highlight on the block? So the highlight is telling you what the computer is running. So as I mentioned, the forever loop is a loop. It's going to run all the blocks under it, and then it's going to run them again and again and again. So just like when we're doing cartoon or, you know, motion animation movies or something, we're just...
Slow motion? I mean, stop motion?
Stop motion?
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you said? Stop motion. It's just a sequence of images that we run quickly, and that's how we create these animations.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're wondering sometimes what is your code doing or why is it doing something, just turn on slow-mo and look at where your program is going, really, because you're kind of defining what the story is. There you go. Yeah, we're getting good at this. Okay, so we've done 2 steps. We're at step 3. And that noise was Stella. Stella is our dog, since we're home. We just came in to say hello. Come on, Stella.
Can I draw on it?
Yeah, you can draw on it. How about yeah, just draw on it. If you're doing some really cool drawing, we've got a flip grid. You can see the link if you want to share your creations. Feel free to go there and post them there. And this is all in the description of the stream. All right.
Like a mold. Anyway. Next.
Yeah, maybe let's turn off
Snail mode.
snail mode. Yeah.
Snail mode.
Snailer. Cool. Okay, so we've got 2 images, and I think we've done our job here. Let's click next. Look at the virtual microbit. You should see the heart and the drawing blink on the screen. I think that we've covered that pretty well. So step 4 is a major achievement.
Yep.
Yeah. So everybody should see your drawing running on the. If you're not seeing, make sure you put your block in forever, not in on start. Let's keep going. Let's do the next one. All right, so now we're going to talk about the hardware and how to get this super cool program in the physical microbit. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is take a micro USB cable. So that's those one love and hate, these little cables, and connect that to your PC or to your Mac or computer. And I'm just going to unplug this battery for now. There we go. And plug it straight into the microbit. And
like a yellow light.
Yep. You should see a little yellow light at the back, and it tells you that it's powered. In fact, it'll run the previous program you've uploaded to the microbit. So Emil's going to click on download, and that's the button on the lower right. You see the button there. And when you click on that, it's going to think for a little bit, and it's going to give you these instructions. The instructions actually tell you to connect the cable and then drag and drop a hex file into the microbit drive. So this is probably the hardest part of the manipulation. So what we do in MakeCode is that we generate the file that needs to go into this device. And then you have to drag and drop that file into the microbit. The microbit is going to show up as a drive, just like a USB stick. So Emil, so we drop a file, go to Finder.
I can't right click on this.
No, but you can go to Finder. So scroll down, go here at the bottom, put your mouse here, and then this one, Finder. Okay, so what you can see is maybe you highlight, there's a file called microbit flashing heart eggs. So we'll drop a file in your downloads folder, and there's also a new drive here, which is the microbit drive. Can you highlight it too? All right, so the whole thing you have to do is drag this file into the drive, wait 5 seconds, and your program will be on the microbit. Let's try to do that. So again, when you click on download, it downloads a file to your downloads folder. Go to your downloads folder, grab the latest file with the name. You're gonna start to have flashing heart 1, 2, 3, 4, blah, blah, blah. And just drag it into something called the microbit drive. All right, let's do that.
I click it.
Yeah. And make sure you drag it on the drive and release it. And while this happens, you'll see that the yellow light is going to start blinking, and that means it's transferring the code in your microbit. And when it's done, it'll automatically. I need to make my cable longer here. All right, adjustment. There we go. When you're done, it'll automatically run your program. And the cool piece is that once your program is in the microbit, you can actually connect. You can disconnect from your computer.
The battery.
You know, put the battery and put your microbit somewhere. It'll run for a long time. This is not connected to the computer. You know, I could wear it here. Would be cool.
Yeah.
Although I turned it off. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna put the let's see. We can do some fashion statement here.
Set a
Put
trend.
in here, set a trend of some cool blinking LEDs here. All right. Maybe not working out as good as I want. All right, so this is the cool piece about the microbit. It lets you create stuff that have a life on their own once you have it out of the computer.
Fashion.
Like fashion and things. Where did when my editor go? All right. So
You can always click help.
yeah, so yeah, we've got. Let's click help. Let's see what's going on there. If you're confused, yeah, we've got some hopefully really helpful help. Kind of shows you all the steps to upload your program on the microbit. And again, we have a forum. The Microbit Foundation has amazing support channel that can help you with that. So let's go back. Let's close this tab. And go back to the editor and probably want to erase this. Okay, so we can close this. Let's close that. How are we doing with time? We're in 22 minutes. Okay, the last step in the tutorial, when you're done, you want to click on finish. So you'll see that there's no more next step, but it's the finish. And this really tells us that you're done following instructions and you want to go to the full editor. And when Emil's going to click on finish, we'll see what I mean by that. I mean that, yeah, all right, let's do it. When you're using a tutorial, we hide a lot of the complexity in the blocks so that you only see what you need. When you're in the MakeCode editor, we give you all the options and you can do all kind of cool stuff. It scrolled. Interesting. You go back. We lost a piece of the editor.
We did?
Yeah, I think you found a bug.
Oh, nee.
Yeah, nee. Can you scroll back up?
Yeah, I can.
In the toolbox? No. Can you hear? Now scroll back. Oh, there we go. It's back! All right, cool. So when you go out of the tutorial, what you see is you get way more blocks in the toolbox. And they're all there, and they're all ready for you to use. This also means that sometimes you won't find blocks you need or you want to use in tutorials because we hide them.
So if you don't want to do the tutorial, you just do create new.
Yeah, so let's show that. So let's go home. And the home screen has the first row is your programs, and they're stored on your local browser, on your local machine. They're not stored in the cloud. They're just stored locally, and they'll stay there unless you clear all your data and new cookies. If you have a lot of them, you can click on My Projects here, and then it gives you like a whole list, and you can do things like deleting them or cloning them. You can do some more advanced stuff. Once you start doing a lot of MakeCode, you're gonna start to have a lot of programs. Let's go back to the home screen and maybe continue with the tour. Scrolling down in the home screen, what you're gonna see is we've got a ton of super cool activities. A lot of them are tutorials, so you're welcome to go and try them. Some of them use the radio feature of the microbit, so the microbits can talk to each other. We'll cover that in some future streams. We've got also all sorts of themes, games, fashion, music. Yeah, fashion. We're gonna probably build some duct tape wallet. I think would be fun.
Yeah.
Some robots, some toys. Got some
Recycling.
really recycling. The milk carton robot. So hold on to that milk carton. We'll build a robot out of that. All these lessons are already available, so we want to scoot ahead. Yeah, feel free to do so. We'll pick some of them and do them with you in the stream. And if you keep going down, Emil, there's let's see, there's science. Tools. This is more if you're starting to get serious, you can do stuff like measuring the lights. And keep going strong down. A turtle is like, imagine you have a little turtle that can turn on and off LEDs, and you can use it to do some funny animations. One cool stuff about MakeCode is that you can actually code in JavaScript, and we've got a course that lets you upgrade your knowledge, your kind of coding skills from just doing blocks to doing text-based coding using our JavaScript editor. That's something we'll cover in future streams once we get really good at the blocks. But you can definitely, be a text coder.
Yeah.
All right. And scrolling all the way down, we worked with Sean Heimel. She's our in-residence math scientist, streamer, our official streamer. And he's got tons of really cool videos. So behind the MakeCode hardware is a sequence of videos that explain you every single sensor that's on the microbit. So, how do the LED works, or how do the buttons work, or how do the motion sensor work? Well, Sean has built some really awesome videos using Legos, and let's click on one of them. Let's do
the LED.
Yeah, actually no. Let's do the light sensor. Okay. And you click on the tab, and then you click play video, and this will take you to YouTube, and then you can just watch that video as you want. And then we've got in all of these videos both the physics behind how the sensor works, and also a little YouTube activity. And yeah, and Sean is quite an actor, so he's he's got some fun stuff going on here. No, don't keep it muted, otherwise it's gonna mess up our stream. All right, so that's really fun. These videos are actually quite fun, and they're really great at explaining what's going on. How at the physics, at the atom level, what is going on in this machine, and ultimately lets you understand what's going on in all the tech that's around you. All right, let's close this tab. And that kind of concludes the whole home screen. We're going to show you how to create your own programs.
Back up.
Yeah, let's go back up. So what we've seen, what we did the first time was a guided tutorial, but maybe you want to just go and do stuff on your own, and you don't want to be told what to do. In such case, there's this beautiful button called New Project, and it's going to create a new project. So let's go ahead and create a new project. So one thing you want to do, because you might create many of them, is to name it. So at the bottom, right next to the button dialog, there is a, can you highlight? There is a text box that lets you put a name on your project, and this really helps once you start to have a lot of these files in your download folder.
Yeah.
So what are we doing? We're gonna do some other animation.
Yeah. Should I name it?
Yeah, let's name it.
What should it be?
Something appropriate. We could. What are we gonna do? Let's do. So we've learned how to do a forever loop and do animation. Let's do a cool animation. So what do you want to do? Cool fashion. Okay. So what we're gonna do is use the knowledge. You don't have to click save. It just saves it. Use the knowledge we gain in that tutorial and actually do a longer animation. So let's see, Emil, if you remember what we've practiced. So you can see basic, yep. And there's a number of blocks. I think we've learned how to use shirley. So
Use a different one?
no, let's use the same one.
Okay.
Now, that's interesting. So what you're seeing is the block is kind of like grayed out. It has this pattern on it.
Like a fence.
It's like fence, or it's like it's disabled. And the reason is it's not attached to one of these event blocks. So it's not attached neither to onStart or forever.
So if you would start it, nothing would happen until it's not
it basically gets ignored by the computer.
Yeah.
So when you see that, maybe you want to be that way, so you want to keep some code on the side, or you need to really attach it to something.
Oops.
You have to click on this. Yeah, let's click there.
What's happening?
Is it de nouveau misbehaving? Yeah. All right. Let's zoom in a bit.
Or the other type of.
All right. So how do you create long animations?
You keep on putting the show LEDs.
Yeah. So let's do the first drawing. I'm going to show you a trick. So draw whatever you want. Always something new. All right, so that's your first frame. Now, what you can do for animation is changing a little bit of light so that it's a smooth animation. Okay, so what we're going to do is going to duplicate this block. Now, the one way to duplicate it is to add a new one and just redraw it. The other one is to right click. So if you have a right click, you kind of want to click outside of the So right click is going to be double finger here.
Oh, yeah.
And you're going to see duplicate. So let's go ahead and duplicate this. And that's pretty cool because it lets us kind of not have to redraw everything. And then we're just gonna drag it.
See, it'll tell you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What does it say? The block is disabled, will not run. Attach this block to an event to enable it. I think I wrote that. Okay. So now you've got a clone of your previous block, and you stuck it under. Snap. Snip, snap. It doesn't look like an animation, so let's change something.
Yeah, okay.
Let's do a little change. Not too much.
I'm on this.
Okay. And duplicate again and snap it.
Okay,
So right click.
I can't right click on this.
In fact, we can't. All right. That's just, Emil, you were doing it better than me. Whoops.
Okay, I got it.
All right. Okay, we've got 3 blocks in our animation, and then, yeah, we're going to start to have to zoom out. All right, so what do you want to do in the 3rd frame?
We're just going to put this and put this.
Cool. Yeah, the more frames you add and the less change your mood, it's going to be more smooth, right? Let's keep adding.
Oh, it looks so nice. So we're going to duplicate. Pull them in to the bottom. Okay.
All right. So every now and then, it's cool to actually put it on the hardware
And see it.
for real, because the LEDs tend to be different than what you see on the screen. So we're going to go through downloading again. So what do we want to do? Actually, let's go full screen here. How do we do that?
Is it full screen at
Nope.
11?
There we go. So let's go and do the download, Emil. So how do you do that again?
Come down here. I'm gonna highlight it because that's fun. I'm gonna.
Click on download. Now we're going to show you a super cool trick. If you have a right click on your mouse, you don't have to go to your downloads folder. You see the big green button called Microbit Cool Fashion X. What you're going to want to do is right click on that.
So it's right click.
And in the old browser, you're going to have something like save link as that's going to show up.
Save link as.
Wait. So everybody see in the menu, and this will be slightly different based on the browser, but there's always something that's save as or save link as. So let's do it again. So right click. Whoops.
What?
Oh, he did it.
What?
Okay, he
Oh,
did it.
yeah, okay.
Now, the name doesn't matter, but I'm going to plug my microbit. Hold on. I hit cancel because I don't think I was plugged in.
Oh, hit cancel. Okay.
Yeah. So save as. Save link as. And it should be somewhere, but I don't see it. Let's click maybe here in downloads. Huh. Okay. Well, okay. This is live. Let's see if it's in Finder. Maybe my cable got disconnected. Finder's gone. Oh yeah, it isn't happy.
Computer doesn't like cold fashion.
Yeah, the USB hub might be misbehaving here. Let's try another. Let's try to unplug and replug it.
But he's on. So
He's on.
Isn't it working? I don't know.
There we go. It's back. All right. Let's do it again.
The same thing?
Yeah. So click download.
Okay.
And
Okay.
right click.
Right click.
And save link as.
Save link as.
And now, yes, there is a microbit. You see the no, you don't need to drag. Just click on the microbit drive and hit save, the save button. So with this mode, it's cool because you don't have to drag. So, dragging can be challenging sometimes.
Irritating.
And this is basically a 2-click. It's pretty easy to do. Also, what we've seen is if you have any trouble with the microbit, it doesn't show up. You may just want to unplug the USB plug and put it back, and this might just solve it. If it continues, click on the help, and we'll try to solve that. So our microbit is running. I'm gonna plug it back in for animations and turning on. So this is going to conclude our first session. I'm going to show exactly what we've learned today, and then tomorrow we're going to talk about buttons. So we've learned. Let's recap what we've learned today.
The flashing heart tutorial.
The flashing heart tutorial. So we've learned how to do tutorials, and many tutorials you can do on your own. Make sure you read the instructions, and you should be able to really learn all the cool stuff you can do with the microbit. We've learned how to download to the hardware, so if you're lucky enough to have a microbit,
Use the blocks better.
use the blocks better. We've learned how to use slow-mo and see what the blocks are doing. And also we've learned how to create our own program without being in a tutorial. And we've learned how that there were some really cool videos down at the bottom of the home screen.
With our boy Sean.
With Sean. Yeah. So this is going to conclude our live stream. We're going to be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. There's 24 hours before tomorrow. If you have feedback about this lesson, things you'd like to see, if we're too slow or our sound is bad or things like that, please go to the forum. We're all at home these days, and it's a challenging time, but hopefully we can help people around the world having some cool coding fun time. And we'll be back tomorrow, so send us your feedback. The link is in the YouTube stream video, so go ahead and go there. Otherwise, there's also all the information about the MakeCode editor. We'd love to see what you're doing, so if you want to share your creation, go to our Flipgrid and upload a video of your animation, and then we'll do a show and tell tomorrow as well as part of the stream.
Okay, yeah.
Anything to add, Emil?
Don't copy my animations.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah, make your own animations. That's the first rule. We don't want to see flashing heart. We want to see what you come up with.
Flashing
Mini
broken.
stories. Yeah, let's get crazy. Okay, and that concludes the streaming. I'm going to stop the streaming and I will invite you to join us. We've got more cool stuff going on for MakeCode. It's going to be me again with another assistant to do Minecraft at 10:30 Pacific time. And then this afternoon, we've got other team members of the MakeCode, Richard, Shannon, and Daryl. They're going to be looking at our MakeCode arcade editor and how to build these super cool retro arcade games. So stay tuned, have a break, go run outside, and get ready for the next session coming up at 10:30.